Technological luxury is not equivalent to advancement or freedom. ChatGPT knew 2 days ago there is good technology, and there are not so good technology. Good technology is what makes life easy without screwing you. Use those. Not so good technologies are the ones that gives you the gratification of easy life that can be obtained elsewhere, but with the flavor of screwing you over. The power of the later is that when technology screws you, it is very difficult to know. Sort of like that bad friend you had in the past and you were just now realizing they were no good for you. Technological luxury that screws you is just like that. It does most of the screwing very subtly, which makes it difficult to detect that one is being screwed. Again, not all technology are this way, especially when you go into using them with the awareness of what screws you over. ChatGPT, for instance. One thing to keep in mind while using ChatGPT: it is a pre-trained computer designed to find information already placed onto the internet based on a. Popular opinion, or b. Funded opinion. The tool pre-trained to provide you a specific array of information by generating it from item A and item B by transferring it to you in form of a conversation, which makes it more engaging and makes the user feel comfortable in trusting the limits of the information. Have you been curious enough to ask yourself what the GPT in ChatGPT stands for? It means Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It works on an algorithm, a fixed format of existence based on human provocation, the one who programmed it. The purpose of an algorithm is to maximize the objective function. The purpose of an algorithm is to maximize the objective function. The purpose of an algorithm is to maximize the objective function. The purpose of an algorithm is to do the best it can to complete what it was programmed for, the objective. Everything else is subjective, such as A, you and B, your expectation of what you think or feel you benefit from it. The issue most who use ChatGPT makes is never ask for the exceptions involved in what they are inputting. It is just a search engine that has been conditioned to seek specific type of information to hand to you. The same as you using Google search and you do not bother to click the next, or the 3, or 4 tab of all the several other results. ChatGPT looks at your IP, all of your earlier search results from said IP, your potential demographic and the condition it has been given to render information to you based on that. It does so immensely fast that you barely notice. This intelligence has been generated and used even by regular Google searches where it modifies your answer to your IP address. If you happen to type into Google, restaurants near me, and don't specify a city or state, it will simply use your IP address to derive search results, and that's just the simpler, less scary portion. ChatGPT does the same but with pre-trained conditions of providing a fixed scope of information based on what the ones who lobby and own it want specific demographics to learn. Besides myself, many more have tested this in several ways. If you can, do so also. Experience is the best teacher. Find a fixed question, particularly about money for instance, which is important in forward motion of generation. Go to a public library or use your own device, but use the IP address of a location with low GDP or an area with low median salary, say 15K. Then take the exact word-for-word question and do so in the top 5 median earning zip code in that city or state. The vast array of information and the discrepancy there is astounding. That is just one example of money. Also note that ChatGPT may not function if you use a solid VPN or proxy. All VPN are not made equal. This is for a reason. Also, the more interesting portion of the pre-trained portion of any GPT machine is that you, the one using it, becomes part of its learning. How quick you type in the chat, what questions you are asking, link to your IP and what the search history and cache and bookmark of the IP addresses and personal devices are, and more. As you are using it, it is learning about you, literally and actually. People, by their lethargic reliance on gratification and quick fixes, are dooming themselves and they just don't care to know. See, technology is meant to be used, not the other way around. When ChatGPT is used, it should be used to do things like asking, what are the most important terms and agreement update of Facebook that affects its users between age ____ and ____ and date ____ to ____. Those random emails you gets with FB and YT and Gmail telling you they're updating their terms and agreements, that you want read each sentence of it or know why they're emailing you. That is what you should be using ChatGPT for, not other matters that won't actually free you and show you how real life works. When seeking information that will act as a form of relief or any special information, like that relating to dinging, privacy, or educating yourself about the dynamics of a particular system that you may want to alleviate some form of stress, realize that the popular opinion is the opposite of what you are looking for. That which is lesser known by many but put to use by very few is what the everyday man who seeks information joining any groups on social media usually require to get what they seek. Besides that, see that item B? It will be naive to think someone will create a tool that will freely or at minimal cost provide you answers that will free you. There is a limit to any publicly shared technology. The microwave, sure, it was once a military tool we use now to quicken the food preparation process, but it kills nutrient in food, and exposes you to radiation in an enclosed area. No wonder those sharp tingles occur suddenly here and there. Those are deposits of affected cells from radiation. No wonder the eyes gets weaker quicker in most of the population, a common symptom of mild radiation. No wonder people's moods swing drastically and unexpectedly, random fatigue, headaches, etc. The same applies with this new thing people are accustomed to. The 2020 C19 thing is a mechanism used worldwide to prompt and make people more prone to relying on technology that is not fully designed to benefit you. Guess who the main shareholders of ChatGPT are? Here is a hint. They own the largest social media groups and online marketplace. Reliance on it slowly dwindles independent thought, critical thinking skills, and basic intelligence, which I always emphasize here, thereby making the technology itself smart, and its true copyright owners more bold to demand from you in order for you to use it to your own detriment. What is more amusing is that if only the average man is able to see what wealthy children are doing with technology and how they are actually using it compared to the masses. Lol. Technological luxury is not equivalent to advancement or freedom. There is no such thing as a dystopian society. Like you see in the franchises Terminator or The Matrix, it is all self-made voluntarily participation. We are the progenitors currently and actively in the test stages, and our children will inherit pure pain and suffering if we don't pay attention to how our own subtle lax impulses for comfort is changing the world, actively and permanently. Eddie Mark CR34T0red@gmail.com